Hey,
Hey, it's nice to see you.
it's nice to see you. It's been a while.
I know, I know.
Well, been a while
I,
in an official capacity.
I'm aged. You're probably like 30 years old now.
I feel like I've aged.
I know you
Having a
have.
second
Well,
child.
this is what happens when you, this is why you need more of this.
Oh, well, I have water because I'm now a responsible parent.
Ah, water.
Mm,
And I go show. I'm starting like lately showing thing. Look at that rock.
yeah,
Look
that
here.
is impressive. How
What's
did you
that?
how did you do that?
With a mold. That's with a rock mold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. This is really, really good.
Well,
Oh,
that wasn't
holy.
an awkward. That wasn't an awkward silence. Michael's going to
Yeah.
get increasingly more drunk as this goes on.
You think? Is that true, Steve?
Well,
So
I don't. I was going to say I don't know how much you've been drinking already.
me, never much. Never much at all. How about you?
Me,
Not too much.
never. Just
Never.
water.
Yeah, of course, of course. You know what's actually funny? This bottle of Woodford, which is like a mega size bottle of Woodford, I should put it over here like that. This is a Christmas present from David Wong.
How big is it?
Uh 1.75 liters.
Wow,
I know, that's
that
good.
is impressive.
I've been impressively drinking it. So, but it's really quite a good size. But yeah, that was a great present. So what's your Vegas thoughts lately? A lot of things have been
Oh my
happening.
god,
You haven't, because you don't join me for the podcast anymore because
I
you don't
know.
love me.
Oh yeah, it's totally because I love you. I'm just getting my notes up. I've made some notes. I came prepared for this. You see.
Okay,
Um,
all I did is I came prepared with my dice. I'm practicing right now.
Go on, throw it. No, this could
No.
go horribly wrong.
You've actually,
So
have you ever played, not to turn this content into craps because I keep saying that our content should only be about 5% craps. Have you ever played craps?
no, never.
That's
I have
so
no
odd.
idea how to play it.
We need to fix that at some point, don't you think?
Yeah, you'll have to show me how it works.
Okay. I would be good for
I'm
that.
down with that. I'm down with that. I
Okay.
don't really do table games, remember?
Well, no, but you were doing Baccarat for a little while in
Yeah,
in
that's true.
London, if
That's
I
true.
recall. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So
And that
there's
one you can't really mess up. It's
and
quite a simple game.
actually you can't really mess up craps too much either, I don't think.
I think craps is, and this is an interesting point actually. It's one of those games that looks perhaps more intimidating than it actually is.
Well, Baccarat's definitely that. You know
Yeah,
how many
I think
people always have said that with Baccarat? People have always said
people
with
are like
Baccarat.
scared off playing it because you didn't Hog from Hog and Two Cent really get really into Baccarat.
Yeah, and I'm going to the BLX 23 meetup this week in Biloxi, and a big part of that is Baccarat. You know what it was for all of these years? I kept saying Baccarat's a great game. Baccarat's a great game, and people had never played it. Always said, "Oh, that looks so boring," and then they finally played it. They said, "It's not so bad."
I think it's
Uh,
good. I enjoyed it.
yeah, I
It's
think
like
it's
it's like a nice relaxing foray into table games.
yeah. You see, craps is the opposite of relaxing. So,
I was going
and
to say
slots,
it's
I
a
don't
little bit
find
more.
slots to be very relaxing.
Us being a reserved Brit, I feel like I would be out of place at the craps table.
It's better to be a little bit boisterous, unless you play on the don't side, like Jen does. Then
You
you
see,
just sort of blend in, and
you
nobody
see,
wants
this
to.
means nothing to me. What you're
I
saying
know,
right now.
I know. Anyway. Let's move on to like Vegas. Oh well, actually we have. Let's see what we have. We have some cool stuff. We have some cool videos. Did I tell you about the cool videos I loaded up here that I don't think
Well,
you've ever seen before?
I haven't seen these, so I'm going to be seeing these as everyone else does. But I know you've got some good videos in there of some nice hotel rooms, some nice suites.
That's right. Suites that you should get, Steve, if you ever came to Vegas again.
Oh, one day I'm sure I'll be back at some point. But will they comp them? Probably not.
Yeah,
Well, that's well, they'll comp
not for
anything in
you,
Vegas. Not for
not for
me.
me.
Not for
I,
us.
I mean, I think it's worth repeating all of these changes. So, did you catch all the changes at Crockfords? that I've
No, I
started
didn't
to
catch
mention?
all of them. Why don't you just run through them anyway for the viewers in case people haven't heard about them?
Okay,
Because there's quite a
so
few, isn't there?
the main change now is that the private entrance at Crockfords is actually no longer going to truly be branded as Crockfords. It's going to be
Hmm.
branded as Crockfords Club. And
Hmm.
that private entrance is only for the suites and the Crockford West suites. Uh, it does count actually as an aside or an asterisk. If you happen to get upgraded to a suite, you could still use it. So all of the suites are there. Then there is now a sign at the Conrad entrance at the front desk that says Conrad and Crockford's invited guest check-in. So it's a
Mm.
little bit of a bummer for regular Crockford's rooms because basically you lose the private entrance and you now need to go check in at Conrad. So that's a little
So
sad.
why have they done this? Why did they decide to just to make the suites a little bit more exclusive?
Exactly. So what's eventually going to happen is this Crockford's Club is going to have like an additional elevated experience, like with
Yeah.
pre-arrival and special things they do for Crockford's Club. And they're actually going to have like a membership card. It's very great.
Nice. And
Yeah,
this isn't just for gamblers, right? This is for impresario too. If you took.
yes, it's for impresario. It's for that side. So I don't. I mean, I'm going to take a wild guess because there aren't that many Crockford's rooms that
Hmm.
originally it was the Crockford's rooms and the Crockford suites. Remember, they increased the suite inventory quite a bit when they took all of the Hilton suites because all of the Hilton suites became the Crockford West suites. So
Yeah.
fundamentally, the Hilton has no suites. The Conrad has one variety of suite, which is just that one bedroom suite, which is very, very nice.
Yeah.
And
I
then
stayed in that one.
Crockford's has its starting one bedroom suites, which are 1,100 square feet. And then there were the Crockford West suites that started about 750 square feet. So when they added all the Crockford West suites, I think that added about another 100 rooms to inventory. So I think the total amount for Crockford's suites was, under 300. But then when they added the Crockford Wests, that added more. So I think maybe they thought that was just too many people for the check-in at Crockford's because they want to keep it really exclusive. It doesn't sound like too many people to me. But then
Yeah.
again, Vegas is a little odd because Vegas has a lot of 1 and 2 night stays.
Yeah. And
So it
Conrad, I
was,
remember Conrad being super long to check in. I had to wait forever, and that was even with Players Club and or Diamond membership from Hilton. Yeah, took forever.
it's really a disadvantage because it was such an elevated experience checking in for a regular Crockford's room. It was sort of similar to like Wind Tower Suites or Aria Sky Suites, or how they do check-in for prestige level at Venetian. So, and also Four Seasons, which just happens to be a small property, but has this entrance. So I think that is quite a loss because you're exactly right. The check-in experience at Conrad, even though there's a line that says Conrad, and the line basically says Conrad and Crockford's invited guest. So what that means is it's Conrad comps, but that's also like the Diamond.
Yeah,
that's also the Diamond one.
exactly.
So
and impresario probably too if you've got priority check-in or whatever.
exactly.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So that's and remember, here's the problem. You're now taking a small inventory of Crockford's rooms. And everybody knows I love Crockford's, but I'm still not so thrilled about this change. You're taking a very small, tiny inventory of Crockford's rooms and you're now adding it to the Conrad queue.
Yeah.
But think about it, Conrad, this is the largest Conrad in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden you're moving this small number of Crockford's rooms to check in over at the Conrad side. So I guess the biggest suggestion for people is going to be check in on the app.
Yeah.
And use that and use the digital key on the move my chair up a little app.
Let's see how that goes. I think that's something to watch and see, because this could be something I feel like this could be something they revert back on eventually. But let's see.
I think it's going to be really confusing because when you tell someone, where are you staying? I'm staying at Crockford's. Where do I check in? I check in at Conrad.
Yeah, and people are going to turn up to the wrong place.
It's like saying, where do you check in? Wind Tower Suites. Oh, no. Yeah. You just have a regular room in Wind Tower Suites. You check in, and it doesn't.
That's going to be really.
It doesn't. Confusing. Where do you check in? Well, at Four Seasons, you have a regular room. You check in at Mandalay Bay. I mean, that's like, imagine your mind would be
Yeah,
like
because that
blown.
makes sense.
Yeah, so that would be sort of so. And one of my biggest metrics all the time, one of my biggest metrics. This is Leo. Leo wants to come say hi to Steve. You want to say hi?
I thought you were about to measure this metrics by the big bottle of whiskey.
Yes, this is the most amazing dog in the world who has had many ailments but is doing very well now.
He's
And
looking
loves me.
really well.
Yeah, he's doing great. Except he really wants my attention. I think he actually wants dinner, so he's
Yeah, I
waiting
was
for
going
the
to say, have you
broadcast
been
day.
feeding him up because he's looking really healthy?
No, he is, and he has a special diet now, so
Oh,
he's doing really, really well. Leo, look that way. Look, camera that way. There. Hi.
oh my God, he's trying to eat
I,
you.
I know, but one of my biggest metrics in Vegas has been like having these private entrances is just a really wonderful thing, and that's why I've always said like Sky Suites phenomenal, Wind Tower Suites, Encore Tower Suites phenomenal, Four Seasons phenomenal. I think Venetian is a pretty good job with that. I mean, I think the problem with Venetian and Palazzo is that lounge isn't open 24 hours a day, because
Yeah.
that's to me is a differentiator. Like Wind Tower Suites lobby, Crockfords lobby, Four Seasons lobby is open 24 hours a day. It's not like an optional, and Sky Suites too. I mean, those are 24-hour a day
Sky
lobbies.
Suites has a full-on lounge as well, doesn't it? Like
Right. As if you
proper lounge.
differentiate, if we wanted to differentiate, one of the ways to differentiate is like Cosmo, the autograph check-in. Autograph check-in's only till 9 o'clock at night, which is fine,
Yeah,
but it's not. But if you arrive at
and that's just a
11,
tiny little room, isn't it?
yeah. So that's. But let's take a look. We were
Well,
talking about Four Seasons.
this feeds quite nicely into something I was going to mention about this. What I feel is like an increase in competition right now in Vegas. All of these companies are trying to compete. They're trying to put in new ideas, bring in new ideas because Vegas is booming again, right? And we're seeing new companies for the first time, like Mirage is now becoming, well, it's under control, obviously, of Hard Rock, and it's eventually going to be becoming Hard Rock. You got the Fountain Blue opening towards the end of the year. This is only, I was talking to my friend about this earlier. This is only going to be good for us, right? As customers of these properties, because they're going to have to start doing more to compete to get our business and make sure that they're offering us something that the others aren't. And maybe that's part of the reason why Crockfords are making these changes to compete. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think this idea of trying, remember, it's an interesting kind of thing that's going on at Resorts World. You've got three properties. So you have very large Hilton, you have the largest Conrad in the world, and then you have Crockfords. And I think what they're trying to do with Crockfords Club is almost make it more like a Sky Suites kind of thing. Would you say? Because to me, the Crockfords entrance was really nice and really cool, but it wasn't the same as like Sky Suites.
Because Sky
so
Suites,
maybe,
do you still get the limo? If you
I think
Sky
so.
Suites?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. So that was it. Though, I mean, I think Wind Tower Suites is a really unique way that they do things. So, I mean, this hotel within a hotel thing. But I think they're playing off of, but they haven't told us yet what it's really going to mean. What this Crockfords Club is going to mean. All I hear things.
Is it going to raise? Is it going to raise room rates?
Well, room rates are going. I think so. Right now, I keep saying to people, I get a lot of funny things where I say to people, especially with the fourth free night, even with the average price, the way it works, Crockford's with the impresario benefits or with FHR or Virtuoso tends to be a really good deal if you can get to fourth free night and everything. It's usually a fraction of the price of some of the other options, even the Waldorf Astoria. And
Absolutely.
it's funny because I think there are some people who are like, wow, this is great. And they're really happy with it. And they're like, that's a really good deal. And then others that are like sort of skeptical. And I think it's partially because like TripAdvisor reviews are very all over the place for Resorts World. So people get a little bit scared about it. But I think overall, for what you get at Crockfords, you're getting a very good value proposition for the money. And I think that's going to slowly change. I mean, I think part of it is because people aren't used to going to that area of the Strip. They think it's, North Strip. They're not so used to it. I don't know, but I still think it's a relatively good deal. So
That's an interesting comment that's just come up in the chat from Julian. My Amex for Crockfords get limited to just Crockfords Club, similar to how they changed it from Conrad to Crockfords. For FHR.
Really? Okay, so I have not heard that
I think he's saying, might that happen? Might that be what they
Oh,
do?
my.
So, or may
Yeah,
they, like they took Impresario away from Comrade for a while, didn't they, and limited that to Crockfords.
yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to tell you why. Because Crockfords is on Impresario, and basically whatever they do with Impresario,
They have to do with Amex.
they have to do with
Yeah,
Amex. So I
good
think
point.
we're safe there. That's a great question, but I don't think you're going to lose Amex FHR with Crockfords, but you do lose that private entrance. Now,
Yeah,
what's very tricky about it is, and and this is sort of a niche kind of thing. If you did get upgraded before you arrived, if you saw in the app, because remember, you only have two room types at Crockfords. You have a city view room and you have a strip view room. City view, by the book, one tier upgrade. City view goes to strip view, and
yeah.
strip view goes to a suite, either
Hmm.
Crockford West or Crockfords. What's interesting about that is this is probably one of the best upgrade suite spots in Vegas, which you actually have a chance of it happening. The
Yeah,
best one used to be Wynn Tower Suites King,
yeah. To
or
the
Encore Tower Suites King used to upgrade to parlor suites, but it's
yeah.
so rare for that to happen. It's horrible to even like set up setting anyone's expectation for this to happen.
I remember
So
during COVID, during when Vegas first reopened, we were getting quite a few of those upgrades, weren't we? But
right.
now it's really hard to get them because the rooms are being sold.
Yeah, but follow me on this, and then we'll look at the salon suite at Wynn, the new salon suites, just to talk about that for a second, and I'll. But what's interesting is since you have Crockford West, that strip view room at Crockford's, you should always buy the strip view room at Crockford's. It can go to a Crockford West's one. There are basically three suites it'll go to: Crockford West, one bedroom suite, which is usually a city view; Crockford's one bedroom suite, city view usually, or Crockford's pool level suite, which basically is no view. Now, both of the Crockford suites are larger. They're 1,100 square feet because they were designed for Crockfords. Also, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that, the Crockford suites have the Japanese toilets, the
Yes.
Toto toilets. The Crockford West suites were designed as Hilton suites, so they're a little smaller. They're about 750 to 850 square feet. It's still a very, very good upgrade. But it's just, I mean, this is totally geeking out.
And you wouldn't get the private entrance for those ones.
Yes.
You would.
Any suite,
Okay,
you're going
any
to get the
suite.
cross. Yeah. And this is another thing to look for is that sometimes the price differential between the Crockford strip view room and the Crockford's West suite is not that bad. That's
So
another thing it's another thing to consider. But before we continue with
okay.
that, let's look at, we were just saying, sticking with the Wynn Las Vegas idea, Wynn Tower Suites, regular room. And even though it's called Tower Suites, most of the rooms are regular rooms. A
Mhm.
Tower Suites room upgrades to a parlor suite. A parlor suite upgrades to a salon suite. The main difference between the parlor and the salon suite is the salon suite, which we're about to see, has a massage room and
Yes.
a dining nook.
The
That's the
the
biggest
salon
difference.
suites are nice. I really like them. I think they're my favorite Wynn room.
This is just a quick overview of the new Wynn Tower Suites Salon Suite, and you'll notice it's much different than it was before. I'm just going to give you a very, very quick walkthrough. And once again, this is the salon suite. The new Wynn Tower Suites Salon Suite. One of my favorite hotels in Las Vegas, Wynn Tower Suites. And the bar area is much different than it was before because there's no longer a full bar, but it's really lovely. Just takes a little bit to get used to. But really a fantastic suite.
That's one of my favorite room types. Is what I was about to say. I think the video cut in, but yeah, that's like a sweet spot for me at the Wynn. Sweet spot, get it?
Yeah, it is, and it's so interesting though what they did with the bar area, because they used to have like a bar like you could
Yeah.
sit at, but I mean, I give them credit. A lot of people criticize the new decor at Wynn, and they call it very masculine, which I guess we like because we're guys. But I mean, I think
I hated it in the like, you know, when they do the mock-up versions. I did not like it at all, but it's definitely grown on me over time.
Yeah, and the artwork and everything is really, really nice. So that's sort of cool. I think we have a surprise guest to join us right now. But she's gonna. I think she only can join us with audio, and I think this is Jen. So I will ask her if I can join her, but she seems to be there. I think so. Okay, so let's do this if she's listening. Otherwise, we'll see if this works.
Hello, gentlemen.
Oh,
hi.
I heard rumors of big ice, and I was delighted to hear this sweet overview.
So are you? You know, Steve's a little bit jealous. We've been doing the podcast lately, so I mean, I'm trying to make him know that he can come back at any time, but I don't know if he really loves me anymore.
Well, I think Jen's doing such a good job. Are you trying to get rid of her?
Exactly. Are you firing me? No.
Yeah, live on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
how you get it to go viral.
That's our way of doing it. That's how I fire. That's how I fire co-hosts. I basically.
That's why I went off camera, because I was like, "What if this is going to bring me to tears?"
Yeah,
Steve. The truth is, he misses you. I can feel it in every minute of the podcast. He's like, "Well, Steve, if Steve were here."
Well, this is the thing, you know, I'm irreplaceable.
You are.
How are you finding doing the podcast with Michael though? He's quite hard work, isn't he? He's a bit of a drama queen behind the scenes.
It is a lot of work. Yeah. And then did you hear last time he showed up with small ice cubes?
Yeah. Well, he's got a. Have you seen what he's drinking tonight?
Well, I think he's trying to redeem himself. He put the "I'm going to fire you, big ice sphere" in there.
You should put the spotlight on you, Michael, for a second. Show the people who went here at the start that ice cube.
You're assuming I know how to do that.
At the moment, I'm really big. I don't like being the big focus point.
I think it's shift 4 changes us. Oh,
there you go.
Oh, there I am. Okay, there.
Oh, that looks like fine glassware. I was starting to worry. With all those small ice cubes, you might turn to plastic.
And is that a thin air glass too?
Yeah, this is the larger version. They don't use these on the plane, but they're great.
I like that version. I had one of those and it got chipped, so I had to like throw it away because it got chipped right on the rim where you drink. It was not good, but I love that glass. I need to get some more.
No, absolutely. So Jen, what do you think?
Gift.
Yeah, it will be your welcome back. She likes my big ice. So moving on to what do you think of the Wynn Suites? You see, Jen's not. She's a Caesars whore.
Well, I've been branching out to MGM. Trying a few other places. Actually, the tour that you just gave reminds me a lot of the Aria Tower Suites, although I think the Aria Tower Suites are a little bit more spacious. But I like the decor. The masculine.
The Aria Tower Suites need an upgrade now. I think they need a refresh.
Well, we're going to do another one right now. We're going to look at one of the 2 penthouses at the Four Seasons, Las Vegas. Excellent. And I would like to get opinions on what you think of that. So I'm going to roll that now. This is one. I think it's one of. I'm pretty sure it's one of 2 penthouses. There's definitely more than one penthouse. And this. Here we go. This is pretty good. It's about 2 minutes.
Okay. So this is one of the 2 penthouses. And this is the perfect hospitality suite. And that's Four Seasons Las Vegas. And this is one of the 2 penthouses, which are pretty new.
So we have a great view of the stadium. I really think about this suite as like kind of the ultimate boys' weekend, or if you're kind of having a family reunion, great place to entertain. We can get one of our bartenders in the suite for you, kind of stock the suite with whatever you're kind of pick your poison.
Really lovely. What a nice bar too.
And then so the way that this would connect, so the bedroom is going to be off to your right, but then we do have the option to connect a second and third bedroom on the other side of the living room.
Wow, that's awesome. And the bedroom is through this way. Oh, great. So this has like another, basically the bedroom has a full sitting, like pretty much a full sitting area.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is nice because you can close the door. So even if you were wanting to kind of head into bed, you can shut the door and kind of still enjoy your private space.
Really lovely. There's the bathroom. It's really a great space. I love the sitting area though, in the bedroom. That's really unique. And there's the stadium out the window.
And then you have a separate entrance here as well.
Separate entrance, and then back into the main hospitality area.
So what do you think of that one? I think that's a super duper entertaining suite, and I love the way they have like a whole sitting area with another television off of the bedroom. I thought that was super cool too.
It also feels super like open.
Yeah, it's great. And did you catch? You can connect two more bedrooms. I think you can make it a 3-bedroom arrangement if you wanted to.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool connectors. So I think that's cool because a lot of people don't think about Four Seasons, as some of those. I mean, I think they think about it, but it's a pretty nifty place. I mean, that is a great hospitality suite. So I think that's cool. What do you think, Jen? You like that suite?
Yeah, it's often forgotten. You're right about the Four Seasons. I'm curious what you like about the seating area connected to the bedroom.
Because you can have like your own kind of thing going on there. So you could have like the main room where everyone's watching their sport ball. and then you could have your main city area where, we're watching James Bond. So we could have 2 different parties going on at once.
And then can you smoke there, or is that smoke free?
That is smoke free. That would be a problem. That is a great point though about Wynn. Like that salon suite comes in a smoking variety, which is really cool for cigar smokers. So you could have, a cigar party. And Wynn is going to be unique that way because Wynn is one of the few places that has smoking suites. I think Aria Sky Suites doesn't officially have smoking suites. I think Bellagio does kind of.
Has like one floor of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, today there are not a lot of hotels with smoking floors. I believe Venetian and Palazzo is totally non-smoking, and the vast majority of Caesars, except for some suites at Caesars properties, are now smoking. Am I correct about that, Jen? Because Paris now is completely non-smoking, I think.
I just feel like if it's a suite at Caesars, somebody's smoking, whether you can smoke in there or not. Every time I request to not be next to the suites. So let's say if I stay at Nobu, no way, put me on the other end of any suite, because even if it's not smoking, they're going to light up those cigars.
Okay.
So rule breakers.
Have you ever seen the outdoor terrace at Crockfords? At the Crockfords, I think this is the chairman's suite. Have you ever seen the outdoor terrace on that suite? It's super cool. It doesn't really count as I wouldn't count it as a place where you can easily get a suite with terraces. Actually, that's a really good point. And you probably know this, Steve. Lots of new terraces coming in at the new Versailles Tower for Paris, which is going to be super cool. And I think those are going to be some of the greatest do you know much about what they're doing with that? Were there terraces there and they're expanding on them, or have you followed that very much?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work, but they're obviously trying to take advantage of the of the changeover from Bally's to Horseshoe, aren't they? And making Paris more of a sort of destination. So it'll be interesting to see how that works, because they'll have the views, certainly.
But I didn't get that wrong. They're definitely going to have terraces on some of those suites, correct?
I think so on some of them. I don't know 100% though. I don't even know if they know yet. But I think that is the plan.
Okay, that's sort of cool. Well, check out this suite. This is a very small video quiz from one of the suites at the top of Crockfords. I love this terrace. Super duper cool terrace.
Yes, this is outdoors in a suite at Resorts World. And isn't that just fabulous? Look at that view. And I am at Resorts World, Las Vegas. And this suite is next level.
Did you stay in that suite?
No, I didn't.
No, okay.
I wish
there was one you stayed in, wasn't there?
I was in an entertainment suite, and that's another thing. I think I seriously have like more geek knowledge of the different types of rooms in because here's something nobody really discusses, but there was supposed to be an Elvis suite, but they weren't able to work out, I think, the royalties and everything with the family, so it never got.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that once before.
Yeah. So that's that would have been really, really super cool. So that is great. So what else is on? So we've gone over those things. So what else is on your mind with Vegas booming? I agree. I mean, I think the combination of sports,
I think we're finally seeing sort of Vegas back to life after those sort of years of COVID. I mean, we have for the last year or two. That's also really, but it really is booming now, right? Rates are high. People are visiting. You've got no restrictions now on entering the US anymore. I don't think you have to be vaccinated. So I think that, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. What do you think about all these sports coming in though? Like, what about, is it the baseball? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Anyway, let's just say goodbye to Jen, because I know she has to run. But thank you, Jen, for joining us. Okay.
Yeah, goodbye. And it was really nice. I look forward to hearing the rest of you talking about baseball, Formula One, and I'll tune in. Yeah. So have a good happy Sunday.
Nice to meet you finally.
Very nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jen.
Bye. Cool. Yes, but she's right with the Formula One too. That's like a major deal, like for Vegas. That's going to bring in a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, and the room rates are insane. I mean, the Bellagio room rates are like $2,500. I mean, seriously, a room on the Strip is like $2,500 a night. I mean, and
that was a weekend too that was quiet previously, so it's such a win for Vegas.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm really curious how it's going to play out. I wonder if I think it's very, very interesting, and what's going to happen with the room rates and how consistent that is going to be. But we can through TravelZork Travel plug. I mean, the good thing is you could still book. The cancellation penalties for some of them, like Bellagio, are not really that horrible. So that's sort of interesting. There are still some you can book, and actually, the Crockfords and Conrad room prices were not that horrible. But some people feel that's way too far away.
Yeah,
I don't know though. But I would assume if you're really into F1, you've got seats. You've got grandstand seats somewhere because you'll
stay wherever, so you can just be in Vegas for it, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can realistically think that you're going to be able to watch the race from like a terrace at Cosmo. I don't think. I mean, maybe if you were on like the third floor, but I think that's not really a realistic thing to think. I don't think that's really a realistic option. So I'm not really sure. The Strip view. I don't know. The hotels are so.
And you never know. You never know what kind of Strip view you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that would be a little bit. That would be a little bit odd.
A bit risky too, if you definitely want to be there to see the race.
Yeah, no. I think it's interesting. And you were talking. The other thing that was most interesting that we were recently discussing was Awakening at Wynn Las Vegas. And for those that don't know, they opened a new show at Wynn Las Vegas last October that was called Awakening, which they spent, I think it was $150 million, and it was a really big deal. And the show has pretty much still been a flop. I saw it. I didn't think it was very good.
It's not often that Wynn messes up, right?
No, never.
But I think they've dropped the ball with this one, and I don't see that they're now basically going into this extended. They're calling it an extended rehearsal period, right? Because I think they don't want to lay off the people in the show, so they're still paying them. They're basically rehearsing, but I don't know how they're going to fix it. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Did you see it? I'm pretty sure you've seen it, right?
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to fix it. I mean, the music.
What did you think of it?
I mean, if you've never seen a big spectacle kind of show before, you might have thought it was good. But I didn't think the storyline was particularly good. I didn't think
this is the thing. This is what people are saying. It's the story. Apparently, the story is super confusing too, and not easy to follow.
It just is odd. I mean, the special effects are amazing. I mean, production quality is very, very good. But I think you need more than that. And I think also that's also one of those things that's so interesting about like what's a success and what's not a success in Vegas. Like I think we all knew that football was going to be a success, but then maybe, afterwards it's always easy to say it's going to be a success. We think F1 is absolutely going to be an absolute success. I guess we'll see. I think so. Awakening, everybody thought was going to be a success because La Rev was also a success, right? So if you were basing it on the fact of that. So I think it's sort of interesting when you try to gauge that kind of thing. And then you get into the whole baseball thing. Because baseball is so much different than football when you think about the dynamic and the number of games and things like that.
Do you think that they're wanting to bring this in because they've seen how successful it's been having a hockey team and a football team in Vegas, and they're kind of thinking if you can do it with hockey, you can do it with football, you can do it with baseball? Because I feel like that's the reasoning, but I feel like because that's the reasoning, it's almost going to flop. It's going to be like one thing too far. But I don't know.
And what's strange, and I'm not much of a sports person, but just like the parallels are not really there for baseball, and there are a hell of a lot of games, so that's also quite complicated. So and baseball is just popularity of baseball has not been increasing. I think an NBA franchise probably is going to be way more compelling, and obviously there are people who know a lot more about that than I do. But I think it seems. I think also the
much
whole
about
thing,
U.S. sports.
Well, the whole thing with the A's and this whole thing is like, oh, we're going to build a stadium here. No, we're going to build it here. Oh, we're going to drop traffic. We're going to knock down Tropicana. We're going to build.
I was going to knock down the Trop. Yeah.
I mean that's a pretty bold statement to knock down the Trop. And if you make me think about it, when I was thinking about it a little bit, I was like, why not have the best of both worlds? Why, if you wanted to knock the whole thing down, why not like build a stadium and then like enclose it in a casino and a hotel? No, I mean it sounds crazy, but why not have everything?
Crazy idea.
I know. Why not have like a casino, hotel, stadium? Kind of. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hey,
nothing's out of the realms of possibility, right?
But look at some of it. Like the T-Mobile Arena is really sort of connected to Park MGM, and I mean not connected, but look at the MGM Arena, where you have boxing and stuff. That's sort of connected to MGM. So I was really
Mandalay Bay has one too, don't they?
Yes. So I was sort of perplexed at this thing that you need to get rid of the casino, and like since the financials don't seem so strong for the baseball, I'm thinking like, is the casino doing that badly? Especially now, with everything in Vegas being more popular. I don't understand it. And that's Keith said in the chat. Baseball has so many more games to sell tickets to. Yeah, and that's where I don't understand how the math is going to really work out.
Because you don't want to have like the team come over, they build the stadium, and then you can't fill it, and it just looks bad.
Right.
And there's no atmosphere and stuff. That's I don't see it happening. I think this is not going to happen. That's my prediction. Probably going to be wrong.
Yeah. So I mean, that's sort of interesting. So is there anything else on your mind? Are you thinking? I mean, now that you're in kid mode, you've got the second kid. No more than 2 kids, right? You're done now. Right?
Yeah, we're done now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know really. I don't have any. I'm living much less with a plan and kind of going with the flow. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But you're planning to return to Vegas soon.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I have like a streak of going every year since, I don't know, 2016, I think.
Yeah.
So got to keep that streak going.
No, absolutely. And it's been a good streak. And I think it's exciting. I still think Vegas is very exciting and everything that's going on is exciting.
And there's so much new stuff coming. It's going to be awesome to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with all these new developments, because you got the
also
MSG
Fontainebleau
sphere going up too. Fontainebleau, yeah,
Fontainebleau is mined. I mean, they've been
December
building.
that's opening apparently.
Yeah, they've been building Fontainebleau for 17 years,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, so that to me is absolutely incredible. Like Fontainebleau is that's going to be incredible, and that's a huge hotel.
Finally going to open, yeah.
And that's like close to 50 or 40. I mean, you never know how tall a building is, right, in Vegas, because they'll call it 60, but it really started on 20. I mean, that's but I think that's super exciting. I definitely want to see Fontainebleau at the end of the year. I feel I have to see that. I think it's important. Also, that's going to be something else that really pops that area, right? I mean, that area, I mean, all of a sudden now you've got Resorts World, and honestly, the feedback, even though there's a little bit of wonkiness with the feedback on the hotels with Resorts World, I think as a casino, as restaurants, the food court, everybody seems to love. I think there's a lot of positive about Resorts World. I think there's a little bit of like confusion or negativity about some of the hotel stuff, but I think overall people are very, very happy with Resorts World as a complex. And if you ask me as a resort, I like the style and design of Resorts World much more than like Venetian Palazzo. So
I mean, I can see that.
I mean, you know, so that's something that's sort of interesting to me, and I'm super curious about what Fontainebleau is going to be like. So yeah, it's cool, very, very cool. So
and more competition is good for us.
Absolutely cool. Well, great. Well, I will leave us with, unless you have anything else, I will leave us with a final video, which is what is it? It is the presidential suite at Crockfords on the 66th floor. So I think that's pretty cool. But otherwise, this has been a lot of fun, Steve. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thanks for having me. And it's good to catch up with everybody. Enjoy this video.
Yeah. And bye. And yeah, we'll leave you with this video. And thanks everyone for joining us today. Have a great day. Happy Mother's Day. And hopefully the Celtics win. I shouldn't say that, but I should.
Check out this Lazy Susan.
We get to stay on
in
this
the presidential suite at Crockfords. Is that amazing? And this is just a very quick view of the presidential at Crockfords. This is on the 66th floor. Everybody loves a nice presidential suite. Just gonna head down here a little bit more. Really lovely suite. Everything's a surprise. So here's the media room. This looks like another shower. Bathroom. I love this. I have no idea what I'm about to come in. Oh, here's a queen room. We continue down. Here is a king room and another bathroom. Small, tiny bathroom. Probably heading to a master bedroom any moment now. We have found the master bedroom. And what a lovely, awesome presidential suite. That's pretty cool. Don't know what's over there. It's a hallway. It's a closet. It's closets in a hallway. What is down this hallway? Another closet. Sort of cool. Look how pretty. The tile is amazing too. Just walk out of here. This is awesome. And I'll do the walk back to the living room because it is so dramatic. So this could be quite a schlep if you need to get to the front door, if you need to answer the door. Oh, the other side. We almost forgot. Ah, there's the door. There is another side. Check out Lazy Susan again. So cool. Ah, service kitchen with separate entrance. Ah, and there we have another master. Ooh, this is really nice. That's funky too. Lovely chaise. You can walk around right to the bathroom. What a lovely bathroom. Really cool. Ooh, I really like those statues too. That is funky. And then back out this way. And then we go this way. And we're back into the living area. So it's really a pretty awesome suite. Thank you for joining me. And come visit Resorts World sometime because it's pretty amazing.